maybe we'll start streaming on Steam, on YouTube. Yes. It looks like it. Good. Okay, so I have the what's my PB? 2 minutes 11 seconds, and that was a very bad PB. So let's start up the official game. Why not? Because I'm gonna notice something wrong, and I'm gonna very quickly notice something wrong and want to tweak it. But for now, let's just do this. I'll just check that the audio is correct in normal language. I moved Toki. I realized Tokipona has a language code. These are sorted by language code. Somebody was giving feedback saying, well, wouldn't it be better to have them by script? And I was like, yeah, maybe. Oh, I had an idea for a game. I was going to work on a game instead today. That was a note to myself for future. Alright, so let's just... Oh wait, this should have my... Oh, it doesn't have my speedrun time. Well, unfortunate. Alright. Let's just get started. Let's post some... Alright, now streaming. Time to beat my speed run of the Oeuf Demo. Twitch.tv, for Pare. And I'll also do a play the demo yourself here. Speed run. That's a hyphenate. Okay. That is the blue sky one. Now let us Can I get under it? Let's see. Alright, and then I add a link to the Twitch stream. And then I'm gonna add play the demo yourself on Steam here. Play the demo. There we go. Oh, why would I want to copy the tab name? Jesus. No. It's variable. Okay. That is my duty done there. I don't think anyone is... Have I made my screen public? Let me just check. On Windows. Yeah, it's public. Alright, so maybe people will pop by, maybe they won't. But it is now time to speedrun. I'm nervous. Let's see. Let's see my nicely capped frame rate in the top left. I'm pointless. This is low detail mode. Shouldn't make a difference. Change it for the next one. Okay, mess that up. Mess that up. Oops. Alright. My critical period of having concentration, and I'm really... Oh god, everything is going wrong. Alright, let's see if I break 3 minutes. This is my first run, though.
Oh.
Disaster after disaster. Not even, like, concentration is this weirdly limited resource. It's not like if I get into the zone, I want to practice concentrating to get into the zone, because there is just oh no, oh no. Playing like a noob. When I get tired of this, I'll be able to do the editor. Try and do the editor tutorial again. Oh god, everything. How did I manage to get 2 minutes 11? I should, I think I cropped that out. Yeah, I did. I cropped that out and I posted it somewhere. And even that was filled with errors, but it wasn't errors as expensive as the ones that I'm making right now. Like being able to get up basically to the top of this without using any of these side platforms is nice. Doesn't seem like I can do it right now. Alright, let's just try and get... Oh my god. Alright, let's try and get up here quickly. Nope. The fastest way to do this is by jumping between the knobs. Oh boy. Okay. So I think this is where the actual timing ends, but let's just play it to the end. It's hard to test. Alright, that was 3 minutes and 8 seconds. That is not my best performance, I think it's fair to say. But let's try and beat it. Oh. Actually, I'm just gonna go change the graphics settings. The further back I'm here, the more likely I am to... No difference. Don't hear any rain. Maybe we just do the volume down low. Hear the rain now. Oh god. It's going really well. And I make up. Oh, I died once, and then even the second time I didn't get the shortcut to the bridge. I'm doing well. My nose starts to itch. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, there's something I can do about it. Let's see if I can do the staircase mount. Nicely done. My butt is to the right, which makes everything a bit less stable. Oh god! No! Ah! Bastards! Absolute bastards. Okay, I guess I should just not be greedy and just focus on beating my previous time and next time. I like how that series of jumps, it's one of these things that can feel very scary the first time you're playing it, and then very quickly it becomes this very pleasant thing. And most people will get it, I think a lot of people get it their first time, probably half.
Oh.
Ah, FML. FML. Right. Next run, I'm going to be very conservative. It was almost a good run. Well, I guess almost means there's one big mistake, but actually there's like a series of terrible blunders, and I've just lost it now. It'll probably be slower than my last run. It's okay. Let's try and get the staircase down. Pro staircase climbing. What do we think? Better or worse than last time? Probably worse. But several things were good enough. It was much worse. Okay, much worse, but you know, it's fun. Let's take a quick break. I think taking regular breaks here is probably a good idea. Okay. I'm thinking of just like making a level. I think there's a bunch of Roblox levels where it's something like 1,000 steps. Just doing a level with a lot of steps for. Okay. I don't think I have a reliable way of landing on the upper platform. Oof. Close. A minor blunder. I really want to have my butt to the right here. Ugh. To the right there, it's just easier. It's less risky to do the wall. Because if my butt is on the left, I think there's a big chance that I will fall off to the right. Whereas here, if I'm off center, I fall off to the left. So if I'm playing perfectly, I'll just get it. So, but if it occurs to me in advance, it should. Remember, playing. I just want to play better than whatever 3 minutes 30. May not happen this time either. This specific stretch just calls for a lot of careful control and concentration. This area is mostly unproblematic unless I decide to try and get the diagonal there at the end. Let's try and get up the staircase in one go. It's possible if I hammer the jump button, and if I get a good run up, and I get a very stable run up. I just had to beat my previous time, which is not very good, so. Doing this the slow way, I guess. Staircase time, will I get the perfect velocity? Surprisingly, yes. My butt is to the left, which is perfect. I'm not gonna try to Ooh. Alright, let's see what this one is like. Today's your extra level was fun, like the egg having a nightmare about adventures. Oh, glad you liked it. 303. Okay, better. It's my PB. PB for today, 303. Let's take another break. Okay. I know this is a speedrun attempt. Ah, chill. Can we break 3 minutes? Yes, we can. It's possible that landing on the lower part isn't that bad, like not getting to the upper platform, because you can still build up speed. Okay. I want my butt on the right if possible. Hey, no. Ugh, God. Yeah, one thing I noticed when I was working on the new level is that I'm on that extra level was just that I make areas much bigger now. Whereas when I was starting off, I think everything's a lot more compact. Also true of the new areas in this game. They're a lot more. The more recent editions are more spacious. Which doesn't mean the other ones are bad, it just means that you get a lot more variety in terms of big versus small areas in the game. If anyone's viewing, I can clip those elegant stair mounts. Do it. Got 2 good stair mounts today. Nope. So far. How long were you, or were you bamboozled on the level? I got one tester thought that it just wasn't finished, which is fair enough, the game isn't out yet. Did I remove the checkpoint names? I think I meant to. Okay. At least skip this. I cannot see who that is, but thank you. Can I? Oh, okay, it's a new chat message. Great. Now it's not the. Wait till I'm done. Somewhere between 1 minute and 3 minutes, depending on how bad I play. Oh, that was good. That's what we want to see. Alright, staircase time. I'll give that a 6 out of 10. Took me an hour. Have you played Egging On? I have played some of Egging On. Not my best. Oh, it's the. It's not my best. It's also not my worst. Took me an hour to play blind from start to finish, so no rush. Right? Yeah, yeah. It's one of these unfortunate things whereby some people get through the demo very quickly, like in under 15 minutes, and they're like, well, that was pretty short. And some people take ages to get through. But I feel like people who take ages to get through probably end up having more fun and feel like it's an okay demo. Oh, sorry, Iberia. Iberia on YouTube. How are you? Recently, after years of trying, I beat your game in a single breath. It was very fun. Oh, nice. That is the perspective game? Right? Am I misremembering? Oh, I don't have the screenshot. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, glad that you liked it. Okay. So, are we ready for another speedrun attempt? I do need everything to go right to get the under the 2 minutes, but it would be nice to get under 3 minutes. Have some things go right and nothing to go terribly. So cutting the corners here is like, it's very low risk, but it's very much a micro optimization compared to not dying. Oh, come on. Ah! There we go. Gives me my best chance of not Okay. Try to speed run with good posture. Okay, good. We have to skip there. So we're on set for under 3 minutes, I would say. Provided I don't do anything stupid. So let's play conservatively. That doesn't mean, like, not doing anything too high risk. So I won't try to jump over the windy bit at the top here. But I will try to dash up as high as I can here. How you do it. Fortunate, but was not lost. Alright. Staircase time. Do this conservatively, Stephen. That should be under 3 minutes. I hope. 2 minutes 14! Nice! This will probably be the best game of 2026. Well, let's see. Hope so. Alright, this is good. This is good. That was also filled with mistakes, but... Just several bits went really well. Not a PB, but not far from it. I like that idea just chilling out for a second between runs. The only other contender I know is the Real Dire, I think, was doing it and got a... What's this speedrun? Or if he got under 3 minutes or not. 2:37, which is pretty good. Alright, let's see if we can figure out how to land on the upper plateau. I think it involves having a lot of velocity in this direction. Oh no, this is mine to lose now. A very auspicious start. Ooh. This first pillar here is really annoying. It really throws things off. Oh no, this is almost too good. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. Oh. Oh god! I was greedy. I don't know, I wasn't greedy. I was slightly... I don't know. Very mildly annoying. It was basically the perfect start until... And then I die in this place, which I never normally die in. Let's try the diagonal here. I'm aiming at 3 minutes. The last one I got up this bit. Pretty good. I'll make up a little bit of time here, but I have basically... Ah. Yeah, I mean that's what I get for having trying to do that with such an unstable spin. But it's pretty cruel to end up just spinning in place. Pretty good stair mount. Ooh. 230, 240, 252. Okay, we're getting our times down. You know? Really good start to that run, though. It's annoying. Okay. Whoops. difficulty when things go wrong. Okay. What's my favorite puzzle game? There's lots of puzzle games I like, right? There's many different kinds. The puzzle game I've liked a lot in recent memory, that I'm still playing through, is it's Puzzle Depot, which I'm kind of impressed by. In terms of all-time puzzle games, I don't know. I like Space Cam a lot by Zachtronics. I think that's quite a special game. I wonder how well the interface is held up. It could be that that feels a bit old now. I really like Drawd by Zachtronics. Sorry, I liked Drawd by Caravel Games. Specifically Drawd the City Beneath. And if I finish Puzzle Depot this year and I have the energy, I'd like to go back and try play through that again. But it's such a big game. The other puzzle games, I mean, there's lots of good puzzle games, right? You can have a medium-sized puzzle game with excellent puzzle design, like Jelly No Puzzle. Really stupendous puzzle design. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit better at this, but not 100% reliable. I'll read chat in a second. I just need to get through this first. I'm getting really good at the staircases. Singular staircase. It was a combination of good and bad. I think it'll be Shenzhen.io. Let's read that. Oh, let's get out of this first. The sound effects makes me scared for the egg. I kept thinking it's going to break. Which one? It's great variety. You make both physical difficult games and skill difficult games. My favorite games you made are Olm, House, and Salome. Oh, thanks. Right, yeah, it's good. I never added a first-person mode to this. I think because the game has a lot of like finicky camera control, so it's hard to swap out the camera. After landing, yeah, there's like a bump sound, right? Oh, can somebody write them in chat? Let's see. I can't remember if I like this one or the sequel the most, but I really like them. And the dev has some stuff. What's the other one? What else did I say? Puzzle Depot. Space Cam. Space Cam, very, very special. Like a... Nope. Come on, there we go. And the other one was... Draw the City Beneath is available on Steam. It's just a bit... it's weirdly sold as a... Oh, it's sold as a standalone game now? Great, they made the... No, it's sold as an expansion. They're separate games, but the developers went... I promise I pressed control and copy there. And then there's lots of like there's puzzle script games that I really like that I'm impressed by. I don't know if I should be pasting this on YouTube as well. On YouTube you can see what ones I'm recommending. Like what's his face? Jack Lance. Jack Lance's games are very special. There's a whole bunch of them. Probably Vexed Edit is the... Oh god, I don't want to read the obituary. He dead. Yeah, I think that's probably his most... Is that the one that I'm thinking of? Let's just quickly check. Yeah, that is his most virtuosic one, I think. But anything by Jack Lance is going to be interesting. He's done a whole bunch of things. And there's lots of things, right? I could think of a whole bunch of puzzle games that I like. Like the stuff by I don't know what my favorite game of his is. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. What are my favorite games of his? I think Lock, from what I remember. I get confused between that one and... Oh, yeah, I really like... the way I played that was it's a paper game. There's also a digital version. My favorite way to play it was on PDF making annotations, but there is a computer version and it's very competently made. But I would still recommend the paper one. There's a developer called Cultisti. Noted. I don't know if I know these games. If you have a recommendation of a single one, I might check it out later. Enclosed Horse. Oh man, I'm not a. That's All right, let's have that again. Drew. Cool. What do you think of Kimberly Kubu's and Jake Clover's games? Oh, hey, Foolbox, welcome. I do not know who Kimberly Kubu or Jake Clover. I don't know if I know Jake Clover or not right now. I think I might do. Omelette du fromage. Oh yeah. I know he wants to show off the subscriber emojis. All right, speedrunning. So it'll be like hopefully under 2 minutes before I return to look at chat, but we'll find out. Whew, that was close. Okay, it's not a bad start. Pretty good rescue, I would say. Oh, this is the other staircase, right? There are multiple staircases. It was an okay performance. If I don't mess up, I think I'm on track for doing well, but never mind. The roll just was a bit unstable. One thing that's funny about watching testers is that some testers won't ever look up. They're always focused on the ground. And they don't look around. Which is basically fine. You more or less don't need to do it that much in the game. But yeah, sometimes I've made an area and I'm like, oh, it's meant to look nice. You go to this open area and you might want to look around. And some players will just have a good intuition of where they're supposed to go and they will just go, oh yeah. Alright, we're back on track. Not for a under 2 minutes, but maybe for a record for today. If I don't mess it up. Alright, staircase time. Okay, never mind. No record for me. I was gonna say, so for the people who are new here, I've been really enjoying nailing the staircase at the end. Not this staircase, the next staircase. If you get up with the right tempo, it's very satisfying to do. Like that. It's even better if you're doing it while sort of rolling head over toe. It looks nice and very nicely choreographed, but see. This sounds like a hard game. It's a little bit tricky, but compared to other egg games, it's not that bad. I mean, this was 241, so it's still my worst. No, it's not my worst of the day. The worst of the day was like, what, 4 minutes? So, we're getting better. We're consistently under 3 minutes now. But we haven't beaten our previous record. Our current record for today is 214. My overall record is 211. And I'm pretty sure I can get under 2 if I just don't screw up. I'm trying really hard to not... I'm not restarting if I just mess up at the start. Because then I'll just... I don't know. Feel some... Why am I never getting this wall anymore? That wall bit is very easy if you just take time and align yourself. I guess because I'm not taking time to align myself. Alright. This is also the place where I mess up the most. Which is weird. I sometimes feel weird about this being basically the first challenge in the game that sloped down, because it's you can get caught in a weird I'm not paying attention. Oh god, I'm not paying attention, and I'm just dying over and over again, and it phased out. Like you just go into a fugue state of just falling off these slopes over, like I'm doing right now, over and over again. So, yeah, if you don't know about this game, I mean, it's what it looks like. I am reasonably good at the game, having played it for many hundreds or at least many hundreds of hours by this stage. But if you're playing it normally, you're probably playing it a lot more slowly, and it's much more about feeling the heft of the egg. It's not a light egg. It moves around slowly, and you get to enjoy that a little bit. Whereas the other egg games are a lot more about chaotic control, I think. I'm not sure about the new one that's coming out, Egbert. It looks like it's a bit in between. Okay, here we go. Oh, I didn't press... So there's a problem where if you're rolling in a really unstable way, like head over toe, then a lot of the time you're not in contact with the platform. And so coyote time, like, long enough that coyote time won't save you. And it's one of these things where I can't... Like, if I set coyote time enough that you could always jump in those circumstances, however you're rolling, it would be way too aggressive. And there's various other things I could do, like maybe have some sort of coyote time, but also keep track of how far away... Like, look underneath you. I could have an extended coyote time if you're not far away from the ground. But in the end, I decided... It's taken on its final form, and I don't want to relitigate it. Because I've made the game now. And I'm not sure it's not obvious that it would make it better, and I did spend a lot of time tweaking it as it is. There we go, that was... Okay, I don't know if I can... You really need a... What a disaster, that was going really well. I mean, my time is going to be terrible, it's probably going to be well over 3 minutes, maybe even 4 minutes. But just specifically the stair mount was good there. Oh, thanks for the somebody. I can't... I think it's a follow? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like somebody could beat me to this under 2 minute record without too much trouble, I feel. Alright, did this... Let's see. Ah, thanks for the subscription, Pukujuba. Alright, let's see. I didn't know egg games were so common. Fast paced so far. Oh, sorry, there's lots of comments here. So, oh my god, there's lots of comments on two streams. Sorry. Hard boiled. Yes, you don't crack that easily. Are you participating in Next Fest? Yes, that's why there's a demo. I think I saw this. Fast paced so far. Thinking of cats? No. I'm playing it fast paced, but when you're playing it as a normal person, it's not so bad. I didn't know egg games were common. They're really common. Is jump height variable based on egg position? Hard to tell while watching. This is something that I'm just going to... 4.5. Oh my god, really bad. Other games do, actually, with it. I worry if I start one of these games that the timer will keep going. No. Basically, no. One of the things... Egging On does it, that if you jump when you're on your tip, you jump much higher. I don't do that consciously because... It's actually really difficult to jump on your tip, just because it's a very unstable position to reach. So it's not much fun to reach. But several people have suggested it, and another game has done that. They are, I know, another one. Yeah, there's Egging On, Eggbert. There's also a whole series of egg games on Steam. Are you expecting a category to be created on speedrun.com? I don't know how you got there. I don't know. Alright, let's read the YouTube comments. Kimberly Kubus made hundreds of mysterious games just like you did. You might find them visually interesting. I only like 3D games that look like this. I like how there's nothing superfluous visual in the game. Thank you. Yeah, I've tried to keep things down. Yeah. Hopefully this hasn't added to my time. It did add to my time. Well, I'm just going to delete that because... Okay, I have to be really careful about starting games. Egging On is kind of unfun because of the tip jumping. Egging On does a lot of good things, but it's very hard, and it's funny. I really enjoyed playing it because I could see all of the various... There were several points in development where I was like, do I want to do this or do this? Being an egg, and in almost every case, the Egging On developers chose the other thing. And so they go for much more bumbly movement, which is... Oh, hello. Okay. This is a very good start. Let's see if we can... Never mind. We can still get under 2 minutes. Messed that up. It's going very well. It was a mixture of going well and not well. I'm still probably on par, just because I got up that slope so elegantly.
Oh.
Never mind. Alright, I've lost all focus. Oh man. I've been doing that ramp jump really successfully the past couple of times. It's weird to mess it up. So I feel like I am doing many things better, more consistently this run. Not this run, like today, than the last time. But the last time... No, my times got pretty bad by the end. There's a sweet spot in terms of being warmed up and having concentration ability. Alright, staircase time. Oops. Pretty good. We got a very smooth mounting onto the staircase, just the last jump could be better. Alright, let's see what this is. Okay, 239. Okay, I have to go. Thanks for dropping by, Dreamer. There's so many comments. My comment chat window is really small. Speedrun. The egging on is unfair. A default game mode for egging on is rough, but the drone assist checkpoint is amazing. I still find it really hard with the drone assist. Too much of a completionist. Rough game for that. Alright, let's see. The YouTube chat. Out of egg games that came out recently, I only heard of Evil Egg and Eternity Egg. Before that, there were egg likes. A story about a cat is very immersive, the atmosphere is inescapable. During my childhood, I used to speedrun Sleeping Scared. In terms of gameplay, this reminds me of another new game that came out called Pogo 3D. What is Pogo 3D when it's at home? Do I have a browser window? What is Pogo 3D? Ah, yeah, I see what you mean. Hey, the real Dyer. On the topic of egg games, I had to whip out my old laptop, which has I got a custom cover made for my new laptop, and the company was advertising that it supported the new MacBooks, but it was actually for the old MacBooks. I used it as an archival sleeve for the old MacBook. Where this is one side, this is to go to the North Pole obby Roblox game, and this is Egg with 1G, which is a really sweet obby game. Or sorry, Roblox platformer. It's really good, and it's really the developers died somehow. I think only just made it to adulthood, and it's really sort of poignant and sad because his game, the Egg game, is just full of billboards with fan art everywhere. It's such a nice game to play, and people are still playing it after however many years of not being updated. But yeah, it's nice. It's a sweet game, very playable. I get upstairs? Nope. That's okay. Time to lock in. Still haven't really contacted any journalists. That's what I should do this evening. I should try playing through the game first, though, right? To make sure there's no bugs. The game proper. I did a bunch of updates to it recently. Wee. Feels like this is going well. Oh no, this is going well. No, let's not mess it up. Oh, god damn it. Very annoying. I guess it is just a very precise ascent. Oh, god. If you try to go up the middle. Because you are basically just the width. One height, I think. And it's up. What a disaster. Very good start, though. Maybe I need to start recording splits. I don't know how games do that. Like how streamers, speedrunners do the whole split recording thing. imagine for certain games you can do it automatically in an emulator. Alright. Probably under 3 minutes. But probably not very good. 2:38. That's not bad. Let's see. I spent 2 hours. Disney C64 was my entry into Egg. Come on, no. You should play the demo 2 King of Cats manually, or sometime you can hook to certain events, I think. Ah, okay. They might be able to hook to certain checkpoints to trigger it in your game. So close. You got up that slope. Probably would have had it. Yeah. Oh, I remember your Roblox game. It was very experimental and unexpected. If you'd use that as your engine, just like a certain James Ferraro short film. I'll play the demo of this game if it was on itch.io. I was thinking of putting it up on itch.io. I might do that, so you're not the first person to ask. Ooh. Okay. You saw that I was like floating in the air there a bit. I guess I don't cast a shadow onto the nest. Ooh. I don't know if I want to change that. Probably should, but I can't make notes right now. Somebody, if you write it in chat and remind me once I finish this to add a shadow to the nest, I will do it. Otherwise, I'll probably never remember to. It's a bit unstable looking. Right, this is something where, for some reason, I started doing a reverse before I went onto those 3 platforms. Too much. No! It's hoisted by my own angular velocity. Can I recover? I can probably get a respectable time if I play everything perfectly from here. Is it worth taking risks though? Let's try and get up here precisely. Nope, not gonna happen. Oh no, oh, okay, okay. Nope, I was gonna say let's be grateful for the fact that we haven't completely messed it up. Which is still kind of true. So instead of trying to go up the middle, I could aim to get onto this platform I was just on there. The second one. That's something I should be able to do reliably. You just have to jump at precisely the right time. Okay, that was a nice amount.
Oh.
Never mind. Right, to be too fancy. The Steven Sausage Roll coins, because of the New Year in China, the factory was like, get back to us in March, everyone's on holiday. But it looks like it'll... I mean, I paid the money, so it's going to happen. We'll have a new batch of coins. Which would be nice. actually difficult. So the fastest way to do this is to jump between the tabs that stick out, but that's also very high risk. But the other way of just trying to move along them as quickly as possible seems like quite a high skill thing as well. You need to take the right what's the word? Have the right distance, the right radius. Alright, that was 339. Let's see if there's any more chat. Add a shadow to the nest. Add a shadow to the nest. Add a shadow to the nest. Okay, add a shadow to the nest. I'm not going to do it right now. Add a shadow to the nest. I made an issue. 25 issues here. Ah, yeah, another. 2 ideas for games. But now is not the time to release new games. Now is the time to... Hey, Dr. Onscan. How's making the game going? I am speedrunning the demo right now. The game it should be done. I just need to test it. There's a couple of small things that, you know... The main task that's remaining is I have to re-record the tutorial video for using the map editor. But the documentation for the map editor is all in. Yeah. It's a similar task to doing a speed run. No. Funny how you end up steering with the camera a lot. Even with with the mouse and keyboard, you absolutely want to steer with the mouse a lot by looking, because you don't have much granularity with the camera. But even with cursor, even with the controller, I end up using just. And I think it's quite common where you just hold forward and you're using the camera to steer. I guess because then it's easy to see what you're aligned with, whereas if you're moving and you're not pressing one of the cardinal directions, then it's not clear. It's not so trivial to see what's directly in front of you. I guess that's racing, like race car controls. Is that the right term? Alright. So I was saying I should try to... Oh god, no, this is too good. Never mind. Didn't I try to hit jump there? Like, hitting jump almost always helps. It's a bit of a physics abuse thing, but we're speedrunning here. I made the game so that you don't ever need to press to jump up slopes. But if you do, and also that you can't like abuse the game too much by doing it. I don't have the right, I don't know, angle of approach for these tabs this time. Alright, probably under 3 minutes. I'm gonna guess it's still the worst of the 3. 221! Okay, second best of the day. The pixel art textures in 3D ontology remind me of Crypt World. Crypt World. Is that by Garganherd? I'm getting confused here. Yeah. Ah, cool. I like Garganherd stuff a lot. It was very inspirational for me. One of the reasons why I got into doing 3D stuff. Playing FPS games with the controller. I often do that in FPS games. Often I strafe to aim instead of look for better precision. Yeah. I hope people make lots of levels with it. Alright, I would like that as well. I've enjoyed what people have made so far. There's already where's the workshop? Ah, the workshop is on the demo. It's here. So I've done a level here, and 3 other people have also done levels, which is cute. It's fun. See what people do. and their different styles. Yeah, I need a second. Oh gosh. Have you ever read or watched Gate Rating for Godot? I have seen it on. I've seen a video production of it that was done for, I think, the 100th anniversary of one of the anniversaries of Beckett. There was like a week where they were showing all of his stuff. I caught a bunch of them. They make a kind of impression. I think I had the misfortune of meeting somebody who was a Beckett fan and describes him in terms that were just really off-putting. That I don't want to use the language. It was like this sort of he loved metaphorically talking about cover your ears if you're not of age, just talking about like the metaphor of like circling the anal ring, and I was just like, oh my god, this is I know that you're a fan, but this is off-putting. All right, you can uncover your ears now. Unfair to judge an artist by their fans, but sometimes they do a number. Yeah, let's see if I can recover from this. Quite admirably, I would say. Alright, let's see if I can do this without messing up. Also, somebody had a different technique for doing this area. I can't remember, like just going along one side. But I can't do it. I can't remember what it was. I'm not doing it myself, but I suspect that would be a... Help me shave a sec. I mean, shave a second or two off. Alright. Let's just do this conservatively and efficiently. My best stair mount. That staircase is the thing I can do most consistently well out of the whole run, which is satisfying. Alright. I don't think this is a record, but I think it'll be under 230. 222. Not bad. Sounds more like something from the... Alright, not good enough. Whoa. Okay. That's 1 hour of speed running. So, I think what I'm going to do now is take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to do game dev. Oh wait, should I get... Second, I'm just gonna... game dev. Change the description. Very relaxing game. Feels now as if it couldn't have come out before the 2020s. That's a great thing. Alright, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Let's do some... Wait, no. I should play through the game. I'm gonna try and play through the game. That's the responsible thing to do, because I want to be like know that it's good, know that it's ready to send off to people who might want to look at the full game, like journalists and streamers and stuff. Because if I don't do that today, it's just very like irresponsible of me to not do this. It's very sort of self-sabotaging to not already, like, I've left it way too late. But 5 minutes and then let's try and play through the game. But don't worry, I won't like spoil the ending, but everything except for that. Be right back. Okay. Best game of the year so far. Okay. Whew. Cold here, but alright, let's try and play through the game. Not the demo. Let's try and play the real game. For which, as it stands on Steam, let's turn off the Steam overlay. I recently restricted the frame rate to cap it because I thought it was capped, but it turns out it wasn't. And I really hope that's not going to result in stuttering on some people's computers, but you never know. Alright. Play Oeuf. I'm curious to see what my... Let's see what happens. Oh, I can't do a speedrun technically because I don't have the... This isn't the demo, right? So it doesn't have the demo checkpoint. But let's try to speedrun the game. Why not? Let's try and speedrun the whole game. Which I haven't played the whole game in a while. I don't think I've broken anything, but it's one of these things where it's easy to accidentally like place a block in the editor, and there might just be a stray block somewhere. Something small things like that. Alright, let's not throw away our... not terrible performance in pursuit of ever riskier goals to make up for lost time. I've had several people, so I added an option to turn off camera smoothing for mouse smoothing for the camera, and several people have commented, oh, that should be the default. I get it, but I don't know if I want it to be the default, because camera smoothing isn't just bad, it has some positive aspects, because it amounts to having like a kind of dynamic resolution. Alright, we finally broke the demo. Are you German? I would probably have guessed you were American based on your accent. I am... I live in Germany. But I wasn't born here. Right, now we're into the game proper. It's weird having the checkpoint here. For a long time there wasn't a checkpoint here at all. It should be... Will I try to do the shortcut here? There's a skip that I really like because it's unintentional, but it's nice if you can pull it off. Should be looking at chat more often. Kuro 1/2. Hey, I hope you're doing good. Again, really shaping up. Thank you. For what it's worth, one of my friends said they didn't notice the smoothing on the mouse at all. Cool. Yeah, I barely notice it because I'm so used to playing this with controller now. Let's try and get up the top and then I'll check out other comments. Oh, I forgot to do the shortcut. I was in automatic mode. Alright, this part. I was on the fan. This is it's a very divisive section, but it's fine. I've massaged it a lot so that it feels hard, but it's not as hard as it feels. Though some people will still get stuck here for hours. Maybe I will get stuck here for hours. Who knows? Let's see what happens. So here, it looks like it's the same thing again, but it's much easier because the platform in front of you has a very wide lip with ramps. So even if you go off course, you still can jump back up. That is me trying to be a good designer. But if you mess up, you have to do everything all over again. I should be reading chat more regularly. Nothing new here. Okay, good. I'll try to read chat whenever I die. I'm happy I added the tree area to the right, I think. It's hard to know if you're adding a new section if it's upsetting the balance of the game or not, but in this case, I think it's nice. Ugh, what should I have done? I should have gone back to the previous one and tried reorienting. I've been watching the anime series Overlord recently. I'm still watching it, and it's made a pretty strong impression on me because one of my pet things that I quite enjoy in learning Latin were oh, there's a missing block there. If somebody wants to write that in chat, missing block in the ramp in the wall ramps, so I can make a note of that when I'm reading chat after I die. My staircase stuff is really whew. Oh dear. Whew. It's pretty close. I like with platforming when you're jumping down, like jumping up feels like it should be harder than jumping down, but often precision jumps downwards feel much scarier. Missing blocks in wall ramp, thank you. Yeah, I'm learning. None of these are deal breakers. Missing block in... Alright. Making very good progress through the game. I wonder if my friend will be able to handle the full game while we got stuck on the hut roof for over half an hour. Well, yeah, it's tricky. It's possible if you have patience to play the game and to get quite good at it and to make it through. Like one of the testers took, I think, quite a lot longer than most other people. It took like 20 hours to get through. It's a bit longer than most. But then he went to replay it later and was able to play through it quite quickly. And Oh god. Missing block in the wall works, yes. What are your favorite movie directors? I am not a big movie person. Yeah, it's tricky. Oh, actually, wait, no. I do have a favorite director. It's Rajamouli. SS Rajamouli? I got into a big Telugu movie watching spree with friends, and we've watched all. I've seen it. That's not editing out. I think it was like 2 years ago or whatever, after Or came out, and we just were watching through all of his films anti-chronologically. I think there's one film remaining that for whatever reason we haven't looked at yet. But yeah, I just really got into his films. Okay, there we go. No, hit the checkpoint. Checkpoints are important. I wonder if my friend... I imagine experience with these kind of platforms probably has a huge influence on the difficulty of the game. Maybe, yeah. It's hard to say. But... yeah. But also, like, if a game is charming, people will... The difficulty shouldn't... Like, if your game is charming enough, which might be... This is an unreasonable standard. People will... Difficulty doesn't matter. Like, Hollow Knight. Right? People like Hollow Knight. And it is difficult. And it is not specifically, like, an accessible game. I don't think. There's probably lots of nice things in it, but it is a hard game. And it's one of these games. I have this bit where testers. So I was working on a 2D platformer previously to this, and many testers would say, "Oh, I'm not really into difficult platformers. It's not my thing." I mean, I finished Hollow Knight, but it happened several times. Like, hard platformers aren't really my thing, and what that actually means is bad hard platformers aren't my thing, right? And people like, it's just not doesn't hold up for a lot of players. I've seen this with a bunch of some tactic games as well, where people were playing, I don't know, Into the Breach, and they're all like, "Oh, I really like tactics games," and then they play another tactics game, and they're like, "Oh no, I just like good games." Let's see. I think inherently one of the big difficulty curves for people is being able to gauge like how far they will land after a jump due to velocity. Even just being able to jump up a hill, like even just jump up a step, right? Because people's natural inclination is to go against the wall and then hit jump. Whereas, because it's physicsy, you need to build up momentum. And people... It's difficult, right? It's difficult to develop an intuition for that because you don't... Because even if you haven't played many games, you've played some games, and it's the thing that you do in some games. And I've had a non-gamer tester. He was testing for me, and he was just like... Look, he was just doing this thing of going against the wall and hitting jump repeatedly and not working. He was like, "See this? Yeah," as a hint to me to do something about it. What am I doing? There's no more going up. I just have to go over here. Physics, right? Yeah. If you think of it as a momentum game, then you're fine. If you don't have that, or you don't want to think of it in those terms, then you're a bit screwed. Yeah, getting into Telugu films was really good for me, because I kind of, just like people might like Hollow Knight, but not like anything else, I kind of given up on films. My basic thing was, okay, films aren't for me. And then suddenly I was watching all of these films, and I was like, oh, I'm really enjoying these. And yeah, it can't. I should have let myself fall. Sometimes the zeitgeist and your cultural surroundings are just not in tune with you. And for me, that's 100% the case with film. A little bit with literature, which is why I've gotten into Latin. Alright, I was gonna say something about... What was I saying? Oh, I was watching Overlord. And the anime. And the first season is, I think, okay. It's an okay, semi-entertaining one. And the second season is trying to tell a story, and it does lots of asides. And I think the whole series, what it tries to do and what it does quite well is just... In a lot of animes, you have hopelessly powerful characters. And Overlord does the thing of coexisting with incredibly powerful people is just you're very much like a plaything of the gods, and it does that very well. And it reminds me a lot of sort of this Roman fables collection, Phaedrus, which is very different from your normal collection of fables because there's lots of fables just about if somebody powerful takes a disliking to you, you're screwed, right? It's just a good portion of the fables are just like very harsh in that way in the lessons that they're teaching. Not looking at chat right now. Will I make it? Ooh, just about. Check out chat. I need to head off, do a little sound design. Nice! Have fun designing sounds. So I'll leave the stream on mute so I'll lurk. I think the only thing that surprised me is how lenient the falling distance is. I'm not even sure there's a threshold. There are kill boxes in the game, and if you hit them, they're manually placed. Hey Simon Leek, thanks for popping by. The atmosphere of the game is pleasant. If the atmosphere of the game is pleasant, then difficulty isn't the big worry. So that's kind of my thing. I think of this, and it is almost like a slight case of self-delusion, as being a pleasant, atmospheric, gentle exploration game. And I think this is slightly just delusionary, but it's how I think of the game, and I think it's a good way. It's a good, honest way in other ways for me to be developing the game, and it's a good way for me to be assessing decisions I'm making. And some people will play the game and they will say, oh, it's a rage platformer, and they're sort of getting really angry when they're playing, and you can do that. You can do that. But it's very... it's strange. Because you don't need to do that. I mean, I do that. I do that sometimes. when I'm playing. So it's natural. I'm doing this very well. Let's see if I can get up the final slope with similar ease. Yes, I can. Alright, then I get up to the next checkpoint. One of the testers was suggesting, who's a composer that I really, really like, was suggesting turning this into a full-on waltz, like developing it. But yeah, so the demo has been out since the start of the month. The idea being that journalists can, in principle, play it and maybe get in touch, and then tell people about it or have fun with it during Steam Next Fest, which is next week. Oh, okay, this is fine. It's fine. I can recover. Why am I having such trouble with this? I remember there was a period before there was some deadline that I'd set myself, maybe to send the demo out to people, and or to send the full game out for testing, and I had to play through the full game. and it was miserable because I don't know, I was feeling a bit slow and stupid, and it took me like I feel like it's something like 6 hours to get through the final level, which is hard, but it shouldn't be hard for me. But a lot of this game, the difficulty is just how well you can. It's limited a lot, or rather, not the opposite of limited. It's tethered a lot to how well you're able to concentrate. Okay, good. Whew. Any new messages? My favorite Indian movies are Awara, Duvida, and The Boogeyman. I also watch Pata Pachali. What is Awara? I'll just look up one of these. Okay. Vagabond. Well, the old classics. Looks like. Yeah, it's one other example I have of somebody just feeling really out of being out of sync with whatever the current fashion is in his tastes, and then suddenly finding something which meant that he liked food. Was a friend of mine who didn't like the idea of restaurants, and then suddenly fancy burger restaurants became a thing, and then he became somebody who like much more enjoyed food, enjoyed fancy food. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know if anyone can think of any other similar examples of stuff like that in their own lives, but what can I think of? I guess the opposite, trying out lots of mushrooms and realizing I just really enjoy normal mushrooms. But normal mushrooms exist, so that's fine. Oh, let me up. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. God damn it. Let's see what my time is. 19 minutes to here, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's try a different route up, just to break things up. A couple of places in the game where I've tried to have as many paths, like not branch maxing, kind of branch maxing, yeah, just to give lots of paths up to where you need to go. And this is one of them. There's like 4 ways up to the top. They converge pretty quickly, but you still have the feeling of stressed. It's not a speedrun, I'm just trying to play through the game. This is another area where people can end up getting trapped for a long time. It's quite a long stretch. I think the last time I was watching somebody play through this, I like the music to this part a lot. Quite happy with it, but the music came on and I was enjoying it, and then the tester was all like, "Not sure I like the accordion. It's very sudden, the attack." might be personally my favorite track of the game. There's some other tracks that I've kind of gotten tired of. I guess I can look at stuff now. Now that you've done sausages and eggs, do you have ideas for beans and pudding? Yeah, I don't know. So the next game I'm thinking of working on is probably going to be Animal-y. So I don't think it'll fit the breakfast theme. It was one of these things where it's all like, I could tightly couple this to the egg game, to the sausage game, but I decided against it. Maybe I should have, though. Yeah. A weird thing, but I could have. That would have been fine. It's not too late to rename the game, is it? Oh my god. This is a good vantage point, but... Oh, my nose is getting itchy. It's not the right time to have an itchy nose. Alright, so this part holds no fear for me, but it is scary. So I have to acknowledge the chance of messing up. Get up the ramp. Get up the ramp. Alright, good. Alright, so this area is easy, but you have to respect it, or bad things can happen, because there's no checkpoints. So let's respectfully make our way through this. Ooh. Okay, that's the only difficult jump, but there are many places where things can go amiss. You fall all the way down, and you lose all your progress. And you have to go through the whole village again. Almost always. Normally I try to have, if you fall down, that you don't lose all your that you fall down, you survive, and you end up closer than the checkpoint, but this is one of the cases where it doesn't happen. Alright, good. Whew. You chat. Now that real dire laughing. Make it that there's a 1% chance when dying for the egg to have a sausage inside. I think your games are the best example of the Unity engine. Oh wait, maybe there's a couple of things. What's your opinion of the game engine Game Maker? I really like how it feels and how developers are used to exploit it. Lots of good games have been made with Game Maker. I haven't used it myself, but like some of the best games have been made with Game Maker. I really want to go back and try out Glumbuster sometime. I think exploitation is a good thing in game development because what the term really means is making the most out of each element, which I noticed all the best games do. I think your games are the best use of the Unity game engine. There's a self-acceptance of the engine and the natural flaws that come with it that less talented developers would try to hide. It's all about respecting the area. I'm a big fan of working with the game engines and not being too vision-led, let's say. I guess one example would be somebody I know who wanted to start using Unity and was like, for my first project, I want to try porting one of my old 2D games. Why would you do that? Do like a simple FPS. Do something that's fun to do in the game engine. Like, if you're... Like, you can work against your tools, but especially if you're learning, just do what's the easiest to do and try and do it in a fun way. It's probably a nicer way to phrase that, but yeah, like working with your tools. And I've always I guess if you learn to internalize a tool well enough, you can pretend that you're being vision led again. But at least when you're learning a tool, you can just put aside visions and just accept it as a weird set of constraints. Okay, we made it through that area pretty quickly. Let's try and make it to the next checkpoint and then I'll check out chat. Damn it. Losing it. Let's get to the next checkpoint. Sort of going back and forward is very satisfying. Damn it. Well, I didn't lose all my progress. So I need some momentum to do that? I don't remember it being that momentum based, but I guess it is.
Oh.
Oof. Well, sausage roll. Hey, Joe Griff, are we doing Deathless or speedrun? We were doing a speedrun. I wasn't able to beat, for the demo, I wasn't able to beat my 2:11 time. So now I'm just playing through the game. Not Deathless, as you can see. I just want to test it out. And I did have a pretty good time. But now I'm just dying a lot. Yeah, because I want to send codes off to streamers for the full game. So I want to just, and I've made a lot of changes recently, so I want to just play it through myself to make sure that it's playable. It's annoying that the game, I enjoy playing the game, but doing a playthrough is taxing. Like if I want to do it in one session. I think I can naturally play through the game in 2 sessions. One session is rough. But to the right. Oh god damn it. How did you recruit your list of streamers? Badly. I have a very short. Oh no, wait. I was just looking at. So the list of people I have is like who has streamed similar games, who has streamed my games, and the problem with people who stream my games is a lot of them are puzzle streamers. So maybe they won't be interested. I was. Yeah. Let's see. Oh god. Let's see. Wow, this is an unnecessary sticking point. Who is Forsen? Let's see. Let's see. Hans Eli. Swedish. I'll get in touch with anyone. Let's see. Oh, it's on that. Alright. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Getting over it, for sure. So this game was done mood-wise. It owes a lot to a game called Abyss World, which I've mentioned a bunch. There is a speedrunner of Abyss World who got burned out on Abyss World, and I think he just does Roblox games. But I would like to get in touch with him anyway, just as a, because I really enjoyed his speedruns of Abyss World. But I'm pretty sure he's a hardcore Robloxer. Steven, all focus is gone. as well just be throwing myself off this cliff continually. Rather than putting a pretense of trying to make progress. Oh, no! Oh, oh no, this is a slow platform. Oh god. Oy. Good. Whew. Yeah, okay, I need to have momentum on that platform. And for some reason I just forgot that, because I probably haven't played this section in a while. Funny what one forgets. Okay, okay. We're almost at the next checkpoint. Let's, alright. Going into that hole could be terrible, but it's fun. I'm very happy that getting into that pipe, the small pipe, is fun. And I'm also happy that the camera works when you're in the pipe. Getting into this one is less fun. Alright, the next section. Weirdly hard to get out of. Oh, I did it. Nice. Alright, any comments? Sun Glitters might play this. She's a German streamer and has a fun time watching her play Jump King. Ah, okay, yeah. Jump King is really too hardcore for me. My favorite streamer to play your games was Azurite Reaction. Okay. Thank you. And also feel free to let people know in an annoying way that if they think they might like directly if you think they might like my game. Check out the demo. I still remember perfectly music from Touching Moments. The most unexpected soundtrack from your game was Can You Jump in 3D? I don't know if I remember that one. Thanks. Yeah, if you like the soundtrack to this, the base game, I don't know, has 1 hour of music, but there is an extra 3 hours of music included in the album. The idea being that people who are making custom levels, as a kind of apology for not having a full soundtrack, for not having that you can have custom soundtracks, I just added a lot more tracks into the game that will only be in user levels. Yeah, I had more music than I knew what to do with for this game. It was very fun to do the music for it. Okay, small chance that I'll screw this up. Whew. It is possible to do that without jumping at all. It's just damn it, let me... But yeah, consequence of that is that if you download the soundtrack, the like high quality soundtrack that's in FLAC, it's like 8 gigabytes, which strikes me as way too big for a soundtrack. In general, the world of people collecting high quality soundtracks, it's just very strange. We're in the next area and I hadn't even really processed it yet. Well, some testers got this in their first go, this whole area, which was quite surprising because it's hard. It's hard and it's long. I guess if you have the right temperament, you can do it. I think it was Jagriff who got this, just like got it in one. I was like, oh, I'm doing now what I was accusing other people of doing, which is of not paying attention, not looking around. That's because I know where I'm going. And I'll look around when I get to a more scenic area. I get to a nicer point. This is I think a nice looking. Oh no!
Oh.
A nice looking area. It's a nice big old cave. I think I fell, but I didn't need to reset. Yeah, no, it was very impressive. Will the code be? Hey Tohu. Kind of game to play while listening to audiobooks. Will the code be open source? No. I don't plan on doing that. We'll see. But I am going to develop the game further, the game engine further. I don't know if I'll be able to keep compatibility with Oeuf, because I may have to change the physics engine, because I assume this old physics engine is on the way out. It's not officially. It's not even. It's like it's a hidden flag if you use it. And in the end, so the engine I plan on using for my next this engine, an updated version of it, I plan on using for my next game. It already has lots of hidden stuff in it. Like, it has a dialogue system, half implemented. It has a scripting system, half implemented. It has a very, very, very fancy scripting system, inspired a little bit by Baldur's Gate scripting system, but in some ways even fancier, and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll be using that to make my next game, and it might end up being good enough to be a general purpose game engine, at which point I might open source things. But right now it's not. One thing that I was thinking of was having it, even if I don't make it open source, to have it that you can distribute if you make a level that you can distribute as a standalone thing. The problem with that is that it would be the game would still be very big unless I'm very aggressive about removing music files. The engine is, if you download the game, it's 500 megabytes, and about 400 megabytes of that is audio. I guess I could, everything would get very big very quickly. Because if you want to export standalone builds, then you need to have copies of the game engine for every language. Sorry, for every platform. So then suddenly we have 1,500. In addition to the basic game engine that you need to download. But it would be cool. It would be cool to have the ability for this game to export standalone levels. So you could have your own standalone game, but it's a lot of work, and it would be inelegant. Ooh, I made it. Almost made it. Let's not count our chickens. Ho 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 ho. That was far too close. I was curious, could you make some devious gimmicks for this kind of gameplay? Yeah, like conveyors. Maybe. Like, for me, the static nature of the world is an important part of the feel. And so when I was feeling I had reached the limits of what was possible previously, I added in, what solved my problem was adding in this 22.5 degree ramp, and that enabled lots more gameplay. And I've tried adding in dynamic elements, but this game, like, adding in just a simple platform with a different angle turned out to be way more meaningful. Oh, god damn it. So I guess it has to be like adding to the game what makes the game like more like it already is. Not to say that you couldn't do fun things with other systems, but for me, I would probably focus on more shapes. I added collectibles. They're an option in multiplayer mode. There are 2 physics objects that I don't use, that they were just test objects that I haven't removed. There's a table and a chair. They are 100% static. Oh my god. Get through this. I also feel like Griff got through this area very quickly as well, like the next area. So some sort of, just blasted through some bits. It was a very confusing watch. It was like, wow, that just passed by very quickly. How about, let's just focus on jumping from bit to bit rather than relying on muscle memory. See what chat is happening. The first part dropping took me several attempts, but after that it was smooth sailing until the big ramp down. Are there any of your games which, to your knowledge, have not been beaten yet? For instance, I was never able to beat Rara Racer. I can't remember if it's possible. I don't know what it means to beat Rara Racer. I don't know. I think I would assume I would have. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess beaten by other people. Maybe there's some puzzle games that I've done that nobody's beaten. That's very possible. Because I've done a whole bunch of small ones. For skill-based ones, I would assume that I would have. Maybe not. Maybe there's some jam games where I haven't finished them myself, but I'm not sure. Streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the moment, which is why I'm replying to chats that maybe not everyone can see. Evil, oh, let me see what's away. Modded Oeuf would lead to 0.3% gravity in a Minesweeper grid. Oh, that's one. So one thing that I was thinking I could add to Oeuf, which the engine has already, is water areas. It might be fun, but in the end, I was like, there's enough stuff in the game. I don't need to add water right now. But it is there. I think I do have like the underwater graphic effect. I just didn't want to turn it on. If the game is popular, I might add water in an expansion. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep on working on trying to keep the game engine generic. I've done lots of specializations for this game, but there's lots of stuff that I'll be able to feed back into the main. Oh ho 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 ho! All right, let's not stuff this up. The next part, these jumps hold no fear for me, but maybe they should. I like how this glows slightly. Ooh, alright. Next area. Oh, I was thinking of actually swapping this area and the area before it. So the reason that it is where it is I thought it would be nice to have a. This is like the last major re-engineering thing that I would consider. I thought it would be nice to have a break between going up and going down, so you're not going down several levels in a row. I thought that would be good. However, if I swap the order of them, because right now it's like you go down, you go up, and you go down. But if it was you go up and you go down and you go down, then maybe this could be this will be at the top of the caves, and this would lead you to the top of the mountain. I could actually reach the mountaintop. Because right now there's nothing like you don't reach the mountaintop, and people get confused at this place called the highest point, which is not the highest point. It's just like this exit of a cave. I think it's worth playing around with. I like this area a lot, but the camera situation isn't always very comfortable. Also, because the descent generally here, it's not a very picturesque. It doesn't look picturesque from far away, so having an opportunity to maybe reassess that could be good. I know it's the biggest change that I'm considering. Might look cool next to the mountain, right? Yeah, yeah. I'm very happy that basically everyone likes this level. Everyone is happy to get here. What I don't like is players that are starting the game looking up, seeing this level, and thinking it's some sort of torture device that you have to ascend. You can't necessarily see it very well, and you don't really understand what's doable or not. This whole section, people look up and they feel dread, when you should be looking up and feeling, well, either not. I don't want people to be scared by something that's meant to be pretty sweet. I feel like I should at least try to trigger that checkpoint. I've put so many kill boxes around. This tree is weird. I just added it on a whim. I added it because when you spawn into the game, when at the start of the game you get blown out of your nest and there's leaves. And I was like, oh, there should be a tree, right? Because leaves don't just come from nowhere. But it's a weirdly... quite a unique bit of platforming in the game. It has a little character. Oh, given how short it is. I hope this inspires more people to make linear technical 3D platformers as opposed to the classic collectathon. Yeah, one of the early testers for this, I've sold this a couple of times already. The feedback was, wow, this is a great game. I really appreciate how non-linear it is, that you can just go wherever you like. And then looking at the video where she was just like blasting over all of my carefully constructed barriers between the areas that it turns out weren't watertight. And I'm not against non-linearity. I would probably, if I could do it, I would do it in this game. It's just, it's not compatible with how the game is structured, because the game is horseshoe shaped. You want to get back to where you started, and that means that non-linearity, there's not much space for it. Because the starting areas are near the ending areas, so I need to have them, oh gosh, carefully separated. I'm gonna go crazy on the roof, haven't I? Okay, focus, Stephen. This is fun. I have an old platformer from a jam made in 2 days that I kind of want to go back to every now and then. It's about an ostrich that can wall run. Oh, Terzalo. I was playing a game earlier. That reminded I mean, it reminded me of you for probably obvious reasons. Nebusoku. This game. I haven't played it all the way through. I think generally anyone go play that game. Check it out. Nebusoku does very good puzzle, pretty good puzzle script games, puzzle script games, and then also some non-puzzly ones that can be cute, but they're often just in Japanese. Let's do this. This section shouldn't be hard. It's just easy to end up getting caught on a slope. Oh gosh. Brutal. When I was 10 years old, me and my best friends game with the shower game, we played it very often. Shower game has had long legs. Shower game led to me getting very... impressions of cultures that appreciate physical comedy and don't, based on like what random emails I got from kids in random languages. Basically, like, and I know something's just weirdly just taking off, but I get, even not so much nowadays, but for a long time I was just getting random emails in Turkish and in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, and that's actually there's reasons why I specifically really wanted certain languages, but the fact that people like the shower game in certain languages, in certain like places, made me want to get the game translated into those languages. So Turkish and Brazilian Portuguese were things that I specifically sought out. God, okay. It's a very weird section. How did I die here? Alright, let's just not... Okay, we're good. This is Slick. Hey, Marats! Yeah, it's it's funny the languages that I really wanted to have in. I harassed some friends who like a Telugu speaking friend. Not harassed. No, actually, I did kind of social pressure. I put one of my I guess the boyfriend of a friend of mine on the spot. I was like, hey, you speak Telugu, you can translate my game, right? And he very politely said yes, and then just didn't do anything, which is fair. I don't remember this. Oh no, I do remember this. It's interesting how some people who were blasting through the game got really stuck here. I think generally it's funny if, for me, people are going through the game really quickly and then get stuck and are like, I think this is too hard. But the bit they get stuck on isn't actually that hard. Like for normal people, it's fine. But whatever, they're having a bad afternoon, or there's something weird going on. I guess the lesson is nobody likes getting stuck. I've never tried that middle jump. I think I tried it once. It's possible, but it's a real speedrunner jump. Alright, let's not mess up here. one of the testers testing this booped their head on the torch, and I thought I had collision turned off for the torch, but apparently not. So I disabled it after that. It's one of these things. I don't even think the tester realized what happened when he fell into the void, but yeah. Ooh, that was far too close. Yay, and we get to see some early areas, which is nice. Previously this was a void, which is also a nice thing to see. Let's not mess up here. Whew. That was pretty close. Alright, will I get this the first go? Last level of the game. Don't worry, I will pause the stream. Like, I'll put the stream in away mode when the ending goes on. I don't want to spoil the ending for anyone. Not that there's anything, like, fantastic, but... yeah, I think it takes 5 minutes to go through. Come on, Steven. I say this as if I'm going to get it, like, very quickly. And I've forgotten how to do this section of jumps in a smooth way. People get very good at this section of jumps. Oh god. And also, I guess from testing, it's not it's one of the things where you might think, however hard this is, if you've gotten to this point, you'll finish it, but it's not the case. One tester did give up here. I can't remember what version of it was, and maybe the current version is a bit more rounded, out, but I don't think it was radically different. I wonder if people will mod the main map at all, because there's lots of things you could do. You could do a checkpointless version. I was thinking of doing an obby version. I don't want to do it myself though, because that's one of the things that I didn't like about egging on. That there's this easy mode. The standard game has no checkpoints, which is ridiculous. And there's a special easy mode that has checkpoints. And I was like, oh, I would much rather play this mode. No. Cool game, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, you get the similarities, right? It does, yeah, it does similar things. Trizala is working on a potentially very cute game, Sokoban-like, where you're pushing a book around and the book opens or closes depending on how you roll it. The game you made with Terry called Judith really stuck with me. Something very beautiful about it. I also really love the story of that 2D game about a family who hated their daughter because of son. that was a really nice game to work on. I remember chatting with Terry, and he was like, "If we only be done a less gnarly version of it." But the gnarliness was part of the charm. I remember somebody feedback being, there's somebody who has just a much harder life than you've had, and he was like, yeah, that happened to somebody I know, the whole parent murder suicide thing. Yeah, really sad. She was left outside she just left outside in the cold for a while before people found her. And I was like, I added a 10-second silence to the end of every track. Is music down? Ah, there we go. I was wondering why I wasn't hearing any sound. Any rain.
Oh.
Are you gonna start playing again? There we go. 10-second pause between repeats just to let you enjoy the rain. I think it's a good idea. I'm getting good at this. I have my butt facing the right direction, right? Playing a lot of Oeuf has got me the mood to go back to Snake Pass. Snake Pass? Oh, let's pause this. What's Snake Pass? Oh, this game! Huh. I think when I was looking at it, it wasn't clear to me if the controls were good or not. So and nobody was in my social circle got into it, so I kind of passed me by. Egg to my butt to the right. Definitely want my butt to the right. No, you're turning the wrong direction, Egg. Damn it. Okay, good. We're finally. This might be it, right? Like, this descent is not hard. It's just easy to. Alright. Can we do it? Remember, I will not play the ending on stream, I will just cut to a break. So no worry about that. Alright, this jump is... I think this is a nicely designed jump, right? It's safe. If you mess it up, it's probably not the end. It might be the end, but it's a reasonably safe jump if you don't make it. Oh boy. It's funny how this is such a pivot. This is essentially the last jump of the game. And so many people clip their butts. Alright. I'm going to... Is this part new? You didn't make it. You never got to the end, right? This part isn't new. A lot of people, when they were playing this, several people just tried to get directly along the apex to the top. So I added a big hole in the top, so you obviously can't do it. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pause the game and finish it in the background, and I'll be back in 5. Alright, it's time for the moment of truth. Ah, god damn it! Well. I guess so close to under 100 deaths. I mean, getting under 100 deaths is probably not so hard. Uh, Getting under an hour, like the last part of that run went very fast. Gotta get a 55-second TV. Alright. So, I guess this has been a fun stream. I'm going to go and. I wish there were more games like the Terrible Lightning Operation Nights, in the sense of difficulty being purely psychological rather than from the gameplay incentive. That's closer to the video art in that regard. Alright. Does it say the same time here? Yeah. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, not bad. Alright, I'm gonna go off and get some dinner now. I may come back and do some more stuff later. I guess I have some small bugs to fix. Or what I should be doing is just emailing a lot of streamers. So let's see. Let's see if I go back or not. Let's see if there's anyone else streaming right now. Nah. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out and being such lovely company. Remember, Steam Next Fest is next week. I mean, you can already play the demo, but if you play the demo next week, and if you wishlist my game, then that is also very good. If you want to play it, you can play the demo right now. All right. Bye-bye. And bye-bye.